Hey, love bugs. So I wanted to come. It's kind of a story time, but not really. But it's all everything that I talk about. It pretty much led to my ascension journey. To me, um, coming into consciousness. I used to be the type of person that would literally ignore red flags. I'm not talking about missing red flags. Like, how could I not see that? I'm talking about ignoring. Now, there were situations where yeah, I did miss some things, but for the most part, I ignored red flags. And there was someone in my life for a long time who some of you guys may or may not understand this, and I'm going to try to explain it the best way I can. Excuse me. I have a very strong gift of loyalty. Very, very strong. Okay. And pretty much everybody who I've ever given that loyalty to misused it, abused it. They gaslit me. They treated me, or they tried to say I wasn't there for them in some capacity, right? And that all comes from people just being unhealed, okay, and unaware, or in their narcissism. Because a lot of us, even before healing, we have characteristics of being narcissistic, okay? Even if you're not necessarily a narcissist. So I was someone who would ignore red flags. And this person in my life, just being real with y'all, and I know this is wrong. I've already come to full terms with this. But this person, I didn't like a lot of things about them. I don't want to necessarily say I did not like them, but there were a lot of things about them I did not like. Okay? And one of the things about this person was that not just with me, but with other connections with this person, they never took accountability. I only know a couple of other people in my life that are in that energy that never take accountability. It's always you and it's never them. Okay? So that was one of the things I just didn't like. Like everything, all the reasons I did not like this individual was because of how they were. Like their character was really flawed. But because I had this weird ass loyalty to this person and I had known them for so long, I stayed in connection with them, ignoring the 7 trillion red flags about this person. And there were times where the red flags were just so ridiculous, I would have to go to outside sources and just be like, what the bloopity bloop? I can't believe this. You know what I'm saying? Like, because this person was really, and the reason why I'm laughing is because I've done a shitload of healing. I wouldn't have been laughing like this 2-3 years ago. But this person was really, really off the chain. Like, I don't know, and I've known a lot of people in my day. I've never known nobody like her, ever come even close to meeting a person like her. She was really off the chain. Like, I'm telling you, like a person who's off the chain, don't take accountability and just like low-key reckless. So I remember one specific time, and the foolish part of me stayed connection and friends with this person and called this person my sister. And I remember having a conversation. Hold on. I remember having a conversation with my grandmother because me and this person was arguing. This was years ago. And my grandmother, she came to the room. She came to my room. I was living with her. She came to my room and she said, "Just let it go." I don't even think that's how she said it, but that's the way I can give it to you. She just like, get off the phone with her. My grandmother wasn't the type that was like biased. She just called it. She was a straight shooter. She called the BS from the real. She was a Capricorn sun, a Taurus moon. So she called it. She called a spade a spade. It was never biased with her, unless you just went too far. I remember certain things with her, but like on some stuff, like if I'm dealing with something and it's affecting me, why are you giving it energy? Yeah, you're in your 20s, but at the end of the day, why are you giving this energy, you know? And I knew she would get frustrated, you know, with some of my decisions and some of the things I did, because the shit what I used to do was really ridiculous. But anywho, just let me move. So I just want to mention that part. But so I'm on the phone with this individual. This was about, I want to say 5 years ago, 6 years ago, like around the time leading up to the time for us, just, you know. And I remember her, I want to say like I had to get off the phone. I had to do something in my house. And I had to get off the phone. And I remember her like saying something to the effect of I gotta go or I gotta do something. Or maybe I don't remember, but I remember her saying, I need to talk to you, or I need to talk to you, or I like talking to you, especially when I'm bored. And it's interesting how my triggers go off because she used to do a lot of bullshit. There was never a time where she didn't do something that was offensive, but a lot of 90% of the stuff I never brought to her attention because I knew she didn't take accountability. So to me, it was going to be like a battle. But I that stung. And mind you, 2018 was the year that I really went in. Like I started to go down a rabbit hole consciously. I was going down a rabbit hole. So that I think that's part of the reason why it stung. It stung so much. Like, what do you mean? We're supposed to be real friends. What do you mean talk to me? Because anytime I feel the energy of somebody using me in any capacity, even now, because I know what the fuck I offer. I know what I bring to the table now. I know my worth when it comes to my integrity, when it comes to my character, when it comes to my power, when it comes to my strength, when it comes to my gifts, when it comes to my energy. I'ma feel you. I'ma feel you now. And I wish I had harnessed that back then, but I did cut her off. We did get cool again, and then the cutoff was dead. I mean, it was permanent because she had did some real low stuff or whatever. I thought she had betrayed me. And that was just one. I don't know what else she did. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying. I just, this is why I'm bringing this up. Just like I said, how I used to ignore or choose to ignore. It was a choice to ignore. You know, the bull, not just with her, but with other people in my life. People, karmic family. Everybody was karmic, of course. It's the same way a lot of you guys get down to this day. You make excuses for people. You try to ignore the truth. Let me tell you something. You're only going to be able to do that for so long. If you have people in your life, 9 times out of 10 you do. If you have people in your life that you have not come to terms, full terms with, that they ain't shit to you, it's going to soon hit the fan. It's going to hit the fan. And I'm not saying this in a way to like chastise you because I'm telling you, I was a fool, I was a fool. I was a grown fool. I would let people hurt me and then open the door for them. Not just open the door, but hold the door open for them to come back in. Give them opportunity to do this shit over and over again. The sick part is my children saw this. And I did it multiple times. It is a lonely journey when you release everything and everyone that is not for you. But it is so worth it. I know you probably hear people say this on videos and you read things or whatever. It's a real freaking thing. I have been by myself for so long. And it's not to say like right now I'm around people. I'm just saying. But I by myself. Basically, you got to be willing to go there. You are not woke. You are not conscious. You are not spiritual until you do it on yourself. Real consciousness is becoming conscious with self first. Everything starts with self. It's not about being conscious. Yeah, you do step into consciousness first, being aware of political crap, social stuff, entertainment, all of that stuff that, really. But when it comes to the stuff in ourselves, I got to learn it all of mine. That's what true consciousness is. And it's layers to it. It's multiple. It's so many things sometimes that I can talk about just from learning over the last few years. But I'm like, okay, I'm talking about this, that, because I be want to talk to you guys about so much. The human conditioning within us makes us feel that we need people constantly, which is why we tolerate so much shit with people. But we are not taught to feed ourselves first. That's who we should be taught from ground zero. So now us, the ones who are breaking all these generational curses, are doing it with our children and our future children. We're having to do it to teach them and show them by just our actions, our consistent action, our consistent healing, what it looks like to become the best version of yourself. So you won't feel like you need people. And there's nothing wrong with having people and loving people and reciprocity and all that, but the right ones, y'all. The right ones. Stop giving to people that are not deserving of you. Sometimes you got to deal with a situation, yes, true, because it's karmic and you have to learn those lessons. That's why, in that situation with that individual, I was ignored because I had to learn. I had to learn I learned a lot from that connection. It's been a minute since I've been angry at them. I would never frick with them, of course. You leave, once I realize what it is with you, that's it. I don't care who you are. I'm going to deal with you accordingly. Everybody, I got to deal with it in a certain way. Some people you have to deal with depending on the situation. Some people you wipe clean. You clean that slate all the way down. Excuse me. I hope that this video is beneficial to somebody. You already know. I love y'all. Peace.